to the Big Ten Player of the Year with today's big interview as Sarah Franklin joins us from Madison. This is becoming old hat, Sarah, second year in a row. I'm curious, how does this one and your reaction compare to last year, which, if I recall correctly, came a little bit as a surprise to you?
Just a little bit. It's nice to know a little bit before the interview. I did have to go up to Kelly and say, "Hey, did I get it this year? Did I not? I just want to be prepared for this interview tomorrow."
So how does it compare winning it a second year to winning it the first year?
I think it's amazing. I think it's again just goes to show the Badger volleyball and how they're able to put me in this position to be able to get that. And I'm just doing the best volleyball that I can so that we can be the best as a team.
You do join a very short list of players that have won this on multiple occasions. Do you think to yourself how crazy that is when you think of some of the names that were able to do this in either back-to-back years or at least twice throughout their Big Ten volleyball careers?
Oh my gosh, 100%. I can't even fathom that I'm in the same category as a lot of these people. I know Stephanie Samity, who I played against when I first got to college. I was like, there's no way I'll be able to live up to anything like that, because I was just so in awe of the things that she was able to do. So it's definitely crazy.
And you are the first player to go back-to-back since Stephanie did it with Minnesota. I know that, Sarah, a lot has been written, a lot has been talked about you overcoming potential career-ending situation a few years ago. And while that may be in the rear view for you when you take the court, I'm curious as to whether having gone through that makes awards like this a little bit more special, more meaningful.
I mean, definitely. Awards like this are definitely a little more special with something to where you don't know if you could have been playing again. It's definitely in the rear view when I get back out on that court, and it really comes into play when things are getting tough or I'm like, wow, my body really hurts. It's something that will stick with me for a really long time, but I'm glad that was able to be a part of my journey, and I think it's made me a better player overall.
No question, you didn't just come back, you came back bigger, stronger, seemed to jump a little bit higher. I know there are a lot of hitters in this league that can deliver the ball at tremendous pace, but it seems to come off your hand harder than anybody else's. I'm not asking you to give us a physics lesson, but what is it that goes into your setup and delivery that allows you to hit it with the velocity that you do?
Honestly, I don't know. Honestly, I just kind of go up there and I want to win so bad that I'm like, I'm going to put all my might into this ball, and that just kind of comes with what I'm doing. So I think there's a lot of other girls in the Big Ten who can do a lot of the similar power shots. So I definitely just kind of try and get up there and hit it as hard as I can.
But there's also strategy, right, that goes along. It's not just about the power and the physicality. You have that wonderful open hand cross-court shot that you can hit as well, if not better than anybody else who plays. So how much, when you go up, is it based on simply athleticism and power? How much are you thinking as you get to the apex of your jump about what you want to do with each particular shot?
It definitely depends. It depends on if it's in system, out of system. A lot of the times when it's out of system, I know there's a double block up. So I'm like, okay, either hands, or if it's tight enough to the net, I'm trying to hit over the block. If it's in system and Charlie gets me a fantastic ball like she usually does, it's like if there's a hole in the block, that's where I know I'm going to be able to bang away. So it all just kind of depends on what the setup is, and I try and monitor that as I'm approaching up and track the block so then I can, hit what they give me.
You mentioned that there are so many other players in this league that are terrific in terms of their hitting percentages and the ability to finish. Also, so many great setters, so many great liberos. Overall, this league is so solid with 9 teams headed to the NCAA tournament. What does it feel like to go through a season of Big Ten volleyball when you get toward the end of it and you get ready for the NCAAs?
The Big Ten is ruthless. It's every game. You got to be prepared because, especially with the 4 new teams, I mean, there's a lot of teams that can come at you really quick, and you don't realize it. So it's definitely a good prep for the NCAA tournament, and I think it's really, really exciting to have those night in and night out and to be tested on a daily basis.
Speaking of getting ready and being prepared for the NCAA tournament, I look back to the beginning of your season, before you guys even got into Big Ten play, and I spoke with Kelly Sheffield during media days about why would you schedule like this? This is as difficult as we've ever seen in the history of college volleyball. And so understandably, the year didn't start quite as well as you wanted to because of the level of competition. That being said, how much do you look back and think about how that gets you ready for a situation like the NCAA tournament?
100%. The preseason that we had was definitely a tough one, and I think that just goes to show that we're ready for any challenge. We're not afraid of it. We're leaning into things like that, and I think that's how Kelly operates, and that's how a lot of us follow into that. So I think it's just goes to show that Badger volleyball is ready for anything.
What has this ride been like for the veterans on this team? You have fifth years like yourself, Devin and Cece. You have fourth year seniors like Yulia and Anna. So many players that have been through so many battles alongside each other. As a whole, what's the journey been like for you?
It's been amazing. These girls that I was able to transfer into was like I couldn't have asked for a better group because this group is so uniquely driven to be the best that we can be. And I think being able to do that together and get so many little things and experience all the games that we've had has just been something that's really, really special. So I think just going through, we've just tried to slow the game down at times and really enjoy our last season with Badger volleyball together.
And enjoying a few more in front of that home crowd at the Fieldhouse. Open the NCAA tournament this weekend in Madison against Fairfield. How special is it to know that you have at least one and most likely a few more matches in front of one of the best crowds in the country?
It means everything. Badger volleyball is my favorite. The atmosphere that the fans bring is definitely my favorite. Even playing from a different team and playing here is my favorite place to play. Like, absolutely. Home court advantage is a real thing, and I think Badger volleyball solidifies that for sure.
All right, we'll finish up here, Sarah. When you look at that bracket, I know a bunch of wins have to happen beforehand for both teams, but you are the number 2 seed on the same side of the bracket, same quadrant of the bracket as the number 1 seed, Nebraska. Is that something as a team that you guys would embrace and enjoy to face the Huskers with a spot in the Final Four on the line?
I mean, 100%. As we're going through this, we're a team that is whoever's in front of us. We're looking to finish them and then move on from there. But for sure, that definitely crosses your mind in the back of it. But as we're going through the tournament, it's game by game, point by point, moment by moment, for sure.
Two-time Big Ten Player of the Year, Sarah Franklin, joining us. Sarah, we appreciate the time. Congrats again. I'm glad you knew about the award this time, and we look forward to watching you and the Badgers this weekend in the NCAA tourney.
Thank you so much.